Well, I'm very excited to be here.
Me too.
So you are our first female tech founder. I love that.
Well,
So
that's flattering.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us what you're up to today?
As the starting of my fourth company, Mavely is a curated shopping experience for communal shopping, which is the idea that, Karen, you and I could both be shopping together. And if you were to buy a sweater that I recommended, you earn cash back and I earn cash back too.
Where has this been all my life? Because I'm an avid shopper.
I know. We started about a year and a half ago. It's been taking off.
Genius,
We've grown across the country, and it's really my probably my sixth child.
Okay, yeah. So tell us how the concept came to be.
The concept came to be because my investor and I had the idea that we wanted to solve the cost to acquire a new consumer. So brands that are up and coming, new female founded brands, that's kind of our focus, is female founded brands. They're always looking to acquire customers at a lower cost.
Yeah, so customer acquisition cost. Yeah.
Correct. So we were able to distribute their products at a lower cost to acquire a new consumer through a network of women around the country that do what women do naturally, which is share products we love.
Yeah. So because you've got the platform and access to the consumers, and they're a new brand and they maybe don't have that access. And so that's the value that you bring.
Exactly.
Okay. And then talk a little bit about the savings back that the consumer gets.
Sure. So anytime you shop, you earn cash back. Anytime you refer or share a product with a friend, they earn cash back and you earn cash back too. And then as we bring people into our partner program, which is women who are actually using this as a way to drive a residual income for themselves, they're actually sharing the Mavely app with people, and then they're earning off of your sharing and shopping as well. So it's been also a way for people and organizations to do fundraising. So if your school is looking for a way to do a lot of shopping and sharing like women do every single day, they can download Mavely and a percentage of the sales can go back to the school.
Okay, I love that.
Or the church or the fundraiser.
This is the way I'm going to tell my husband is the more I spend, the more I save.
Absolutely.
That's the pitch. So why female-founded brands?
Well, we try to focus on female-founded brands, sustainable brands, philanthropic brands, brands that are doing good. And a lot of those are direct-to-consumer brands. So they're not the brands that you would find on the shelf at Walmart or Target or Nordstrom's or Macy's. They're really direct-to-consumer brands going directly to the consumer, and we're really the distribution model for them. So female-founded brands just happens to be kind of my project or my passion of helping female founders get discovered.
Well, I like that because you're not getting the cookie cutter thing on the shelf. You're getting a unique, bespoke experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think women know better than anyone else if you're looking for a bathing suit that really holds you in, or a pair of jeans that make you look good after you've had your fifth child. Women know what kind of products that we need, and we're the best ones to recommend those to each other. And what better thing can we do than support a female founder?
So talk a little bit about the genesis, because I love to hear the origin story. I mean, I know you guys had the concept, but like, how long ago was that? How did you get to? Because you're pretty well established at this point. The app is launched. You've got a good amount of users. It's cooking. You've got the vendors on the platform, but that's not an easy feat.
No.
And so I want to hear how it started.
Absolutely. Well, one of the ways that it really started is I am the baby of 10 children.
Oh my goodness.
And I have 7 older sisters. And historically, my entire life, I've turned to my sisters for things like necklace or a scarf or a bathing suit or cooking for my family, household goods. Even when I bought my first home, I brought my oldest sister with me to kind of give it the inspection.
Aww.
And so I thought, what better way to take recommendations and referrals from women, as women do naturally, and create a platform for which we can share those products, which is really how communal shopping works. I love the idea of recommending a product to a friend, but I also like reading reviews and ratings from friends. The cashback is just icing on the cake, but I do like when I'm shopping online, especially, to read reviews and ratings.
I like when the people send in photos for some reason. I'm sure everybody does, but that's like my favorite thing.
Absolutely, because we think if we look at it from the brand,
it's like perfect, and they've got it styled exactly the way it should be. Yeah, I like seeing
and
it.
the model's a size 0, and you think, I want to know what this looks like on the everyday woman. And that was a part of how this got started. We saw that social commerce was booming with influencers making an awful lot of money by recommending products to people.
I missed that boat.
Yeah, absolutely. But what we knew to be true is that everyday women share and recommend products every single day. So we thought, what if we can find an amazing collection of brands that are willing to reward everyday women for something that we do naturally, and we could create a culture or an environment or a community where I'm recommending products to my friends without pushing something on you so that I can profit. We wanted to make it a win-win for both women.
Yeah, I like that. And why the name Mavely?
The name Mavely became because when women share products, we share products based on what we're most passionate about. So I always share products about cooking. I share products about raising children. I share products about workout wear.
Yeah.
So we consider those women to be mavens. They're kind of a connoisseur of their goods. So maven being the root word and Mavely being our platform.
I like that. And so did you have a tech background? I mean, we'll talk about your other previous companies, but like, are you a coder?
No, engineering and coding are definitely not my strengths. My strengths lie on building communities of women, empowering women. And I think the best way that we can empower women is putting more money back in her pocket.
Okay. So you get the idea, you kind of have the concept down. And then since you're not in the tech engineering background, what do you do next? Do you raise capital or do you go find the engineering folks?
The first thing that we really did was we looked at the business model itself, and we thought, what would be the three most critical components to make this successful? One of which was our community of users. The second piece was the technology itself. And then the third part is as a three-sided marketplace is really our brands. And so my VC and I sat down and we talked and we thought, what would be three rock stars that we could bring together to make this successful? And he found my two partners, Evan Ray and Sean O'Brien, from a tech standpoint, brand and strategy standpoint.
Okay.
They had massive success in their early 20s. And they came to the table and they saw my vision with Mavely, and we jumped on board about a year and a half ago, and it's been a great adventure so far.
Yeah, that's a pretty fast turnaround, year and a half. And the reason I'm honing in on this is because I teach an innovation class at DePaul, and the first thing the students come up with as far as an innovation is an app. And I'm like, unless you're going to code it by the end of this 10-week course, I don't want you to talk about an app. Or I think everybody thinks I'm going to have the next app, and there's a lot more that goes into it. And yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot financially that goes into building an app. And one of the things we wanted to make sure that we could nail was solving a problem for our user, having a beautiful user design and experience, as well as the back-end engineering, coding, and then connection with our affiliate programs and our brand. So there's an awful lot that goes into it. But the first thing is that your app has to truly solve a problem so that the user wants to come back every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And even myself, I'm getting away from brick and mortar, and obviously the timing is right. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. So you said this is your fourth company. So say a little bit more about that. Serial entrepreneur that you are.
Well, you know what? I think there are certain people that are kind of born they're cut out right away from the very beginning of wanting to.
And it never goes away, by the way.
I don't think
it's an affliction, as I like to call it, for me at least.
I think it's one of those things that there's a combination of grit and desire to solve problems, and a desire to think outside of the box. Yeah. And so when you're really ready to solve a problem that you see that can benefit other people, that's where my heart gets set on fire. And so my last company was designed for churches to help people who were not necessarily attending church on a regular basis, but it was used as a way for people to get involved in donating their time and their talent to feed the hungry and to clothe the naked and to shelter the homeless. And that was my app that I designed with the University of Notre Dame and the Innovation Park there to really solve that problem of helping people get involved in their church from a more centric way of their heart, where their heart wanted to be involved in prayer, giving, time, and talent and treasure.
And so is that something that you saw a gap in your own church, or how did that come about?
Absolutely. I mean, I saw it across America where
the church not the most technologically advanced.
Oh, correct. And people register for, if someone goes to the hospital, one of the very first things that they do is they say that they're affiliated with a church in their town, but they don't necessarily show up at that church every single week. But those same people are really eager to get involved if there is a, coat raised for the winter. They're the first people to bring in coats or shoes or backpacks when kids are going back to school. So people want to be involved in service.
Yeah.
They want to be involved in their communities. They want to be involved in giving of their time and their treasure They may just not show up for church every single Sunday. And so our app was designed to create solving and meeting those individuals for where they're at and bringing them back into their church community.
Okay. And how long did that company take?
It was about 4 years.
Okay.
It was 4 years, and then we ended up selling it to one of the largest church companies in the country.
Okay. Nice. And so did you take VC money for that, or was it bootstrapped? Or
We did. Our VC was amazing, and we also did put in an awful lot of our own money.
Sure.
But it was another passion project, a
Yeah.
mission-based project. But it did turn the dial on what we believe to be the church and technology.
And is it out there in the space
Yep,
today?
it's called One Parish, and
Okay.
it's now owned by J.S. Pollock, and it's a great Catholic family in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
And so they've done great things to advance it, and it helped them also meet the needs of the church bulletin.
Yeah.
So it was a more electronic way as a communication tool to help reach people who were not coming into church every single Sunday.
And has it grown since?
It has grown, and they've done a great job with it, and I was thrilled to be able to be a part of it from the very beginning.
Okay, awesome. And so that's the third company.
Yep.
So 1 and 2, let's talk about those.
My first company was a women's coaching business where
Okay.
I wrote a book and did quite a few speaking engagements, and I was coaching women one-on-one, specifically around balancing their life, their faith, and their family, and their strengths. And then I also had a women's skincare business.